Hello, we're back with another 84 to 86 Nighthawk 700S. These are 750s and elsewhere of the world, but here in America from 84 to 86 they were all 700Ss. So, crash guards. This is a style Hondaline, and it's very interesting. You can see it doesn't initially look symmetrical, but once you have it mounted, it kind of becomes symmetrical. And it's kind of tricky to mount. If you're watching this video, you're probably holding on to this exact one yourself, going, how in the world do I fit that onto this? It's not that intuitive. So let me pause the camera. I'll set it up inside the bike where it ought to be, and then you can see what's up. And just like that, we're back, and it's in. And it kind of stunk doing it. But this is how it goes onto the bike, and this is the only way it can go onto the bike. But it goes in underneath this mounting bolt here, and then the rest of the guard covers up the remaining bolt here. And then it goes between the cylinder and the frame. So when you look down in here, you'll see where where the cylinder says the engine displacement. See that? It says at 696. Right underneath that is the frame piece, but hiding behind that is where we put our engine crash guard. And we'll go on over to the other side of the bike where you can see the rest of it. And here's what it looks like from the other side. And it simply attaches to the lower part of the frame with a U-bolt that I just don't happen to have right now. But the two halves connect together with a bolt, and if I'm perfectly honest, you can see it there. But if I'm perfectly honest, getting that bolt in there can be one heck of a task. Because you can see there it kind of interferes with the chain case. But when you scooch it over here, now you can drop the bolt in top down. And you want to do that because if you put it in bottom up, which it looks like that's what you'd have to do. But when you put it top up, it's hard to hold it there while holding the two halves of the crash bar, while holding the nut to put on the top so the bolt doesn't fall through. So putting it in through the top is almost a must. But you put it in where it's just out of the way of this chain case bump out, and then once you got that, you'll slide it back in until it's about in the middle, and then your crash guard will be all lined up on the lower left side, and then it'll be all lined up on the right side. And then once you've secured your U-bolt here, you bolt it in the other half. Now you can torque down, oops, sorry, bad camera angle. You can torque down that bolt and nut here. That guy, you can see it moving. But this Hondaline one is supposed to also use steel clamps. Steel clamps go around that horseshoe section. You can see it. That there's a chunk of metal that's shaped like this, and it's like this to retain the band. So the band goes in here, wraps around in there, and then these two fingers keep it from walking around. And then you just tighten up your hose clamp, steel band, or whatever, to this horizontal black frame piece. So you're trying to tie together the two bars of steel. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to tie those two together with the hose clamp. But again, you don't do that until you've tightened down this guy, or at least get it snug, because this one does move. And the right side, tighten that down. That one won't move. Once you tighten down the right, tighten down the left, tighten down that center bolt and nut, and then you install your hose clamp here, band clamp there, whatever, and then another one here, and then you're kind of done. So I'll pause the camera again, we'll pull this out, and I'll show you those two sections, and then how to identify this piece. Yep, so then we're back once again. But this is where your two hose clamps or band clamps are going to go, and they wrap around this way on both of them, and it just secures to that horizontal frame bar. Now you can tell that this is a genuine Hondaline crash guard because it is stamped with the Honda product number for the Nighthawk S. That product code is MJ1. If you see that, you know you're looking at one for the Nighthawk 700S. Again, only the 84 to 86 years. It says something like ME5. That's the product code for the Nighthawk 650 or Nighthawk 550 of the same year, and that won't work for you. Totally different frames. And I believe the 91 up Nighthawk 750s are totally different frames, but I could be wrong. The engines are pretty similar, but anyhow, my overall review and thoughts, opinions on this critter. It's all right. Once installed, it looks good. Especially if you were to paint it black, it would look very nice. I mean, because it sticks out very minimally, as you guys saw. I mean, you just imagine it was black, it would have blended in with the bike quite well. But the problem is it doesn't secure very well. If you go down in an accident, you know, it's just going to break your band clamps. This guy's going to go backwards, and then it's just going to get trapped on the backside of this engine. Probably bust some cooling fins, and then on the bright side, these might help the rider survive. No, I take that back. They won't. They'll do nothing for the rider. So, sadly, this pair is merely cosmetic. It won't do anything to save the engine. It does absolutely nothing for the rider. If anything, it enhances damage to your engine. So I'd claim this as purely cosmetic. And it's odd that it's like that, because usually the Hondaline ones are the best racks or crash guards you can get for your engines. But this time, no. And you can see where they have to bend these guys or dent these guys to clear the factory frames. Or oh, I'm sorry, they didn't do that to make that happen. That's what happened. Someone had this installed, and they crashed to some extent. And as you can see, yeah, they got dented in. And yeah, any crash guard that you hold in with band clamps just is not going to do anything for your engine. You know, they're going to shear on before anything else does. So yep, just know that these are purely cosmetic, but they do fit well and look nice. So they got that going for them. They really do look nice. But there are other ones out there. So, and I do have videos on them. So feel free to look up those. They're all in playlists among each bike, because I do these for other bikes too. So if you're interested in ones for Magnas, there's a playlist for that of all the Magna ones I've ever found. You know, so stuff like that. But that's it for now, and we'll catch you later.